Before you ask, I just want to congratulate the Rockies and my good friend Pepe Negro. That was a hell of a ball game right there. Both sides pitched as good as you can possibly pitch. Kind of an instant classic kind of a game. So to the Rockies and Pepe and the whole group, I want to say that. And also to my group, we just had a nice little moment within our clubhouse. It's a very tightly knit group. It was a couple guys spoke a little bit, and then we did our shot, and then we just went around and hugged each other. It was very sincere. It means something. It's about the culture that we've created. This is 4 years in a row in the playoffs. This is something we really believe we can sustain. We just got a little bit challenged offensively at the end of the year. Obviously, that hurt us, but as a group and talented and the way they interact, I could not ask for more.
We're going to start up right here, second row on the right.
Joe, how much of this game was kind of a microcosm of the way things have gone for you guys offensively? You know, you ranked pretty well in runs this year, but you had so many games where you just, couldn't get the big hit, ended up with 0-1 run.
Yeah, we played that game a lot. Believe me, it was on my mind for a large part of it. We had some opportunities. We just could not cash in. They pitched really well too, but we need to figure that out in the offseason next spring training. As my buddy Dave Wills would say, we left too much chicken on the bone right there. We've had plenty of opportunities, and I'm not here to denigrate anybody. Our work's put in, the hay's in the barn. Everybody cares. It just didn't play out this way offensively. We caught the ball. We pitched really, really well. Like I said, the esprit de corps, I can't ask for more. So it's just something we really have to focus on during the offseason.
Front row on the right.
Kevin.
Joe, along those lines with the last two home games, playoff games, 2 runs, are you shocked by that?
Well, like we just talked about, it's happened, Kev. It's happened. We've been in that. We put ourselves in that position often. Even the games against the Pirates, to get to this point, we didn't score a whole lot. But then we finally came back and won 2. We've had a series this year where we've scored, how many runs did we score in Pittsburgh? 1 per game in a 4-game series and won 2 of them. So we've been fighting with this, and I want to believe, and I do believe, that you're going to see a lot of these guys rebound more offensively next year because they're very talented and they're young and they're not hurt. To me, it's like an age issue normally, and it's also an injury issue, but we're not. We're not injured, and we're not old. So I really anticipate a nice rebound.
To the left, Joe.
Yes,
Joe, the expectations have obviously been very high here for the last 4 years. You guys win 95 games in the regular season and unfortunately fall a little bit short. How disappointing is it not to go where you wanted to go here this season?
Well, I think I mentioned that in the pre-game. It is disappointing because our anticipation, our expectation is to play the last game of the year and win it. It's just that this year we had a lot of things go awry. I'm not going to stand here and sit here and number them. And furthermore, the schedule was rather difficult towards the end. I don't even know how much that played into it. But I just complimented our guys on the fact none of them complained. None of them made excuses. And to the very end, like in the dugout, I was very much alive, supporting one another. See, to me, this stuff is important. Again, that's culturally something you're looking for in this game. You play 162. You're with each other every day, 40 games in spring training, the 163. And spring training, so that's a lot of games. So I love the fact that our guys are on the same page. It's going to matter when we report again next year. I think this is going to serve as motivation for next season.
Joe, after a loss this jarring, how much change do you expect in the offseason in terms of personnel or even approach to hitting, because that was the biggest problem?
I honestly don't anticipate a lot. And again, that's not my purview. My purview is to manage, not to worry about that stuff. Again, I'm looking at names as you just asked the question. There's still a lot of young names there that are still learning their craft offensively. And we had scored a lot of runs. It's not like we've been void of scoring runs. There's been clumps where we've scored runs and there's been clumps where we've not been able to. We have to be able to figure out the run scoring, and especially this time of the year. It's not the first time it's happened to us in the playoffs. So we just have to continue to work through it. You trust in Theo and Jed and the boys up top, and they'll make the necessary adjustments. But again, that's not within my purview. My purview is to work with what we have, and I love what we have.
One or two more for Joe? Right here on the right, bro.
Joe, I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on the starting pitch-up matchup tonight. I mean, for 6+ innings, it looked like just a classic duel.
Yeah, I didn't want to take Johnny out. I mean, Johnny was good to go. He was definitely good to go, and Hap starts out the inning. We put ourselves in a position possibly to score, and it went away. But Johnny had a lot left in the tank, a lot. And their kid Freeland pitching on 3 days rest, that's pretty darn impressive. That's a growth moment for him personally now and in the future. So they were both fabulous. Bullpens were fabulous. Ottavino pitched out of a tough moment. Cole Hamels coming out of the pen. Cishek looked sharp. How about Stropey? First time in weeks and looked like he just pitched 2 days ago. So, again, there's a lot of platitudes to be spread around. There's a lot of good stuff we just did not hit like we think we're capable of. Otherwise, some pretty good baseball.
Last question to the left, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Joe, now that it's over, can you describe the season in one word and kind of expound on it a little bit?
One word, gritty. Again, you're not going to hear me make excuses, and this is not an excuse. We've had a lot of things go awry this year, and in spite of that, still tied for the most wins in the National League in a 162-game season. Again, that speaks to the quality of the player in the room. And even though maybe the numbers offensively didn't match up, these guys put up 95 wins. That speaks to the heart of the player. That speaks to the attitude of the group. So we lost some tough games in this postseason right now, or getting to the postseason. But I think grit is a wonderful word that describes this group. And it also, I've talked about the heart. Even a couple years ago when we won the World Series. And don't forget the heartbeat. I think that the heartbeat within this group is very prominent. And as a manager, that's probably the thing I'm most proud of. You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Joe.
You got it. All right, guys. Be well. Thank you. Have a great offseason.